Hello and welcome to AJ's Storytime channel for kids. How are you? Happy President's Day! If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you can get the notifications. Remember that I read live Monday to Fridays at 7, 8:30, and 9:30 p.m. And I also have Baby Tyler story time at 11 a.m. So please subscribe to my channel so you can support it. And let's read this amazing book about President's Day. A Celebration in My World, President's Day by Lynn Peppas. What is a president? A president is a person who is chosen by the citizens of a country to run their government. The United States of America is a country in North America. Every 4 years, Americans elect or vote for a president to lead their country. Do you know that a president's term for office in the United States is 4 years? A person cannot be president for more than 2 terms or 8 years. President Barack Obama is sworn into office in 2009 beside his wife Michelle. From 1776 to 2009, the United States has had 44 presidents in office. To become president in the United States, a person has to be a citizen that is 35 years old or older and has lived in the United States for at least 14 years. So if you want to become a president, you need to remember that. What is President's Day? President's Day is a patriotic holiday celebrated in the United States. Being patriotic means you love your country. Every year, President's Day is held on the third Monday in February. Do you know that Americans living in the District of Columbia celebrated the first President's Day as Washington's birthday on February 22nd, 1796? On President's Day, Americans honor all of the people who have been President of the United States, especially George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Their leadership helped the United States become the country it is today. What is a federal holiday? President's Day became a federal holiday in 1885. A federal holiday is celebrated by all Americans. Federal holidays are made by passing law. Banks, government offices, and schools are closed on this day. Do you know that President George Washington was the first American president to have federal holiday created to honor his birthday? Even though it is a holiday for every American, different states celebrate the holiday in different ways. Some call the holiday Washington's birthday or Washington Lincoln's Day, and some states celebrate it as Washington's birthday only and celebrate Lincoln's birthday as a state holiday on February 12th. Wow! Creating President's Day. Washington and Lincoln's birthday were celebrated on February 22nd until 1971. Congress made a new law called the Uniform Monday Holiday Act that stated certain holidays must fall on a Monday, creating 3-day weekend. Woohoo! Do you know that Congress never approved a name change of Washington's birthday to President's Day? As a federal holiday, it is still called Washington Birthday. The law changed Washington's birthday to the third Monday in February. At that time, a member of Congress suggested the name of the holiday also to be changed to President's Day. The suggestion was turned down, and the official name is Washington Birthday. Young George Washington. George Washington was born February 22nd, 1732, in Wakefield, Virginia. He grew up on his family's farm where he learned how to ride a horse and hunt. He studied at home with his father and older brother. His father died when he was 11. When George was a teenager, he worked as a land surveyor. As a young man, George became a skilled military leader. His soldiers respected him and thought he was brave and loyal. Do you know that George Washington lived and worked on a large farm in Virginia called Mount Vernon? Today, it is a historical museum that many people visit. President George Washington. Before George Washington became president, America was a colony ruled by Britain. British colonists living in America wanted to form and rule their own country. A war called the American Revolution began between Britons and colonies. Washington led troops against the British in the American Revolution. Did you know that the American Revolution lasted for 8 years? It began in 1775 and ended in 1783. Oh my goodness! Right here, the display shows George Washington being sworn as the first U.S. president. Washington led the colonies' army to victory against the British Army, and the American colonies were able to create a free and independent country. Washington helped write the new country's constitution, which is a list of people's freedom and rights. He became the first president of the United States in 1789. John Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, near Hutchinville, Kentucky. He grew up on his family's farm. As a young man, Abraham helped clear land and work the farm. He and his family later moved to another farm in Indiana. Lincoln worked on the family farm. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln went to school for less than a year? But he loved to read. Later, he studied books on law and became a lawyer. As a young man, Lincoln worked in general store in New Salmon, Illinois. As a young man, Abraham moved to Illinois and he began a career in politics. He worked for the Illinois state government making laws. He was elected to Congress in 1847. President Abraham Lincoln. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln became the 16th President of the United States. The southern state wanted to break away from the country over the issue of slavery. This led to the Civil War between the states in the North and the South. Lincoln gave a speech called the Gettysburg Address during the Civil War. Did you know that President Lincoln gave a famous speech called the Gettysburg Address? It honored soldiers who died fighting in the Civil War. In 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a law that ended slavery in the United States. Some citizens were angry with this law, and then he became the first president to be assassinated. Shortly before his death in 1865, the states that were against slavery won the Civil War. Oh. President's Day symbols. On President's Day, people use symbols to remember the presidents. People wave the American flag and dress in red, white, and blue, and the colors of the flag. A famous story about George Washington has become a symbol of his honesty. When he was a boy, George cut down his father's favorite cherry tree to test his new hasher. Although his father was angry, little George was honest and confessed he had done it. Did you know that people like to eat cherry pie on President's Day because of Washington's cherry tree story? Abraham Lincoln often wore a tall black hat called a stuffed pie hat. It has become a symbol for Lincoln. How Americans celebrate. Before the President's Day holiday, many children learn about the presidents of the United States, especially Washington and Lincoln. Some write speeches and go do projects. Children learn about American presidents before President's Day. Do you know that after he left office, George Washington wrote a farewell address? It has been read aloud in the Senate every year for almost 150 years. Some people go to wreath-laying ceremonies, parades, and firework displays on President's Day. In some cities, people dress in uniforms that look like the ones soldiers wore long ago. They pretend they are fighting in the American Revolution or the Civil War. while an audience watches. During the long weekend, many people go shopping at stores that hold President's Day sales. Now it's time to show your knowledge. President Day quiz, guys. Who was the first president of the United States of America? Make sure you tell your mommy or daddy. When is President's Day celebrated? Who is called the father of our country? What did Abraham Lincoln do to make America a better country? Where was Abraham Lincoln assassinated? Did you know that the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln are sculpted into the rock of Mount Rushmore in South Dakota? Each face is 60 feet. Wow! I hope that you enjoyed this story time about President's Day and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Suscríbete a mi canal si te gustó el tiempo de historia sobre el Día del Presidente. Adiós, bye.